What's the beauty?
Oh, bang, he gets nailed by Takiri. Lovely rugby there from Pereira.
What a tremendous effort.
He'll just put his head down, over he goes!
The China men's team continued its unlikely rise with a stunning win over Japan in the semi-finals of the second leg of the Asia Rugby 7 series. Hong Kong eventually took out the hosts in the final to go top of the table, but with just 2 World Series qualifying spots on offer, 3 sides are in with a real chance.
Well, as we can see, the Japan women are showing how strong they are. Olympic hosts next year, and it's difficult to see them being beaten in the third leg after what they've shown in the first 2 legs, but China will certainly want to put a marker down if they can get to the final against them in Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, with the men's, it's the most wide open series I can remember in a number of years, and China's defeat of Japan in China 2 weeks ago has really opened up the men's event. We have Hong Kong, Japan and China shooting it out in Sri Lanka to see who can win and possibly win the series.
So the Asia Rugby 7 series moves to Sri Lanka for the third and final event, where high above Colombo in the tea fields of Dharawala lies the nation's cradle of rugby.
With the opening of tea plantations in these districts, the main planters were Europeans, and they had no form of recreation other than in the clubs. So they had sports clubs in their planting districts, with rugby as one of the main sports that they played.
In 1868, the Decoya Muskalaya Cricket Club, better known as the Dharawala Club, was established as a respite from the daily toils of working life and the now expanding business of tea production.
The foreign plantation expatriates that came out obviously came from good backgrounds. They had played good rugby, they had come from good schools, they had a fairly good educational standard, and brought in that skills that were soon picked up by the local players.
Over the next 80 years, the club continued to serve the planting and cultivating community, ultimately becoming a destination for aspiring local players who came to see representing the DMCC as a badge of honour.
Coming to this club in 1977, right, I always thought this was history, and I thought someday I would love to be a member of this club and join this club and play for this club, which I did in 1986. It was a great achievement in my career of rugby to captain the oldest club in Sri Lanka.
At its peak, the Dharawala Club hosted the likes of English cricket legend Jack Hobbs. Today it remains a going concern for nearly 100 active members. But ultimately, the DMCC continues to be one of the symbols of a sport that has endured more than a century past its expatriate beginnings.
In fact, the Asian Rugby Sevens coming to Sri Lanka is a huge boost for rugby in Sri Lanka. And there are loads of people who are very interested in watching Asian rugby to see Japan, Korea, Philippines, China, Malaysia. It's fun.
Back at sea level, the Racecourse International Stadium played host to the third and final leg on the 2019 Asia Rugby 7 series. In Group A, after an early loss to Japan, the hosts were looking to make a strong impression at home after a fairly lacklustre showing in the 2 previous events. And against Thailand, they jumped out to an early lead. But Thailand have been surging behind head coach Lotte Rakabola and reeled off 36 unanswered points, relegating Sri Lanka to the bottom of the pool. Thailand shot out of the gate in its early match, knocking back Hong Kong 22-5, and now was on the cusp of its first semi-final berth since 2017. Japan provided a reality check in the pool decider with a 31-0 win over Thailand, but the Thais advance on the back of its win over Hong Kong. While Thailand celebrates, Sri Lanka frets. as they are now firmly in the relegation zone. In Pool B, two other teams looking to avoid relegation squared off, and it was Malaysia, newly promoted to the series in 2019, that jumped out to an early lead. But Singapore, perhaps due to some recent help from Sevens legend Ben Gollings, replied with 2 second-half tries to steal it 10-5. China, with a very near miss in the final of the last event, had no trouble breezing past Malaysia and Singapore to ensure its third semi-final appearance this series. But Kazakhstan, knocking at the door all series long, held off a fight back from China in the closing minutes to secure its first top seed of the series, holding on 19-17. With Japan in control at the top of the points table, the real fight is in the relegation zone between Singapore, Malaysia and Sri Lanka. Racecourse International Stadium in Colombo was the venue as the men's side of the competition got underway. Korea entered 2019 with hopes that a solid finish in the series could see them riding high into the November Olympic qualifiers, where they'll host. But their early lead versus the UAE late on day one wouldn't hold, putting the kibosh on its bid for a rebound here in Colombo. That followed a loss earlier in the day to Sri Lanka, who is now in prime position for a semi-final place in its home tournament. But Sri Lanka's bid to top the group was thwarted by Hong Kong, who has been perfect throughout pool play in 2019. UAE's win over Korea gives them some leverage, but they remain firmly in the relegation zone. Chinese Taipei, also in danger of losing its place on the series, jumped out on the Philippines in a match it needed to win, but lost handily 41-7. That Philippines victory followed an incredibly tight encounter with China in the driving rain, one in which the Philippines scored 2 second-half tries to go briefly in front. But China turned the tables with just over a minute remaining to eke out a 19-17 victory and an almost certain semi-final place. Meanwhile, for Japan, there would be no repeat of the letdown they suffered in China 2 weeks previously, running out convincing winners over China 33-0. Korea did enough in the first 2 events to steer clear of relegation, but the UAE are not yet in the clear.
As we all know, Sri Lanka is the oldest country who plays rugby in Asia, one of the oldest countries. We are playing with school boys. We have almost about 130,000 base. School boys at different categories, different levels, playing rugby in Sri Lanka. So the Asian Rugby Sevens coming here will be a huge advantage for those kids here in Sri Lanka.
In semi-final number 1, the Thai women were looking for their first Asian finals appearance in the programme's history, and they battled Kazakhstan to a 0-0 first-half draw before opening the scoring in the second half.
Back to Bayeva, gets her off the ground. Nurmatova finishes her off. Tidarat fires it out wide. There's something brewing here in the tackle. Piamat breaks the tackle. And up against 6 players, they finally find the space. And Rakambula can be happy with that. They've converted all this pressure into points. 7th try of the series to Piamat. Here we go then, Kazakhstan, they got to head towards those posts. They've set the dials towards the post. Nurmatova has a look, shows, goes, bangs it down, Nurmatova! Beautiful work from their prolific point scorer. Oh, here we go, big moment. They could just try the kick here, back to Baeva, takes on the line, Nurmatova's knocked it on. And who was it? Oh, desperate defence. We're going to go to extra time. Here's Askarova. They've got to look to this player out wide, and that's terrible pass from Korshibaeva. She's now going to have to make this tackle. She tried to get the early ball to Bazirak. It's a risky pass. Now Chichanuk, they've got the numbers this side. It's 2-on-1. They've got to slide across. They look tired. They look very tired. Going in all the ways, Butsaya. And Thailand are going to their first cup final in history. What a moment for Thailand. The kingdom of Thailand.
Oh, we're excited. We're really excited, but we can't worry about too much who we're playing in the final, and also at the same time we don't get carried away with the occasion. It is a big game, and it is a long time for Thailand to be playing in the final, but at the same time we just need to remain focused and do the process, and do the little things right, and hopefully the results will take care of itself.
The finalists in the past two series events, China versus Japan, squared off in the second semi-final.
Runned away then. Chen Kei decides to go down the short side, and Susumi can't control it, and swooping in on it is Gu Yao Yao, and they get the ball straight away. This is good for China. Straightening up goes Yan Fei Fei. Look at the running from Yan Fei Fei, and look at that, what a start. Just 22 seconds. China, now you feel like they've got some rights to put here, some wrongs to put right. They've lost 2 cup finals. Here we go, Okaroda looking for Suzumi out wide. Pops it up to Hirano. She's looking for Honoka, her friend. Okaroda straightens. There's Susumi. Susumi now. She's not going to get around the outside. She goes on the inside. Beats Chin on the inside shoulder. And how many times have we seen it? 1-on-1, one of the smallest players out there. And she takes on 2 Chinese defenders. 12th try of the series.
Away, 7. Advantage.
So it's all Japan at the moment, piling on the pressure. Okaroda gets on the inside shoulder of Gu Yao Yao. They're looking for Susumi.
Advantage over.
She's out wide. There's Hirano. Can she put Honoka Susumi away? She might not need her. What a fan from Yume Hirano. She gets caught a metre short. Over goes Nagata. What an amazing try by Japan. With the thread out wide of Susumi, Hirano was able to take it on. This is Liu Yang. Look at the low tackle from Hirano.
Off feet.
Off feet was Yuki Ito. Here they go, Yang Fei Fei. They got numbers. It's Wang Wenyu against Susumi. Susumi's missed her! And how about this? Wang Wenyu, one of the real finds for China in this series. Just gets an inch on Susumi. She showed her the sideline. She had to. She was outnumbered out there. It was 2-on-1. And they fire straight back. China
Set.
trying to go for a shove. They can't budge. Okaroda on the line. What a line it was. She hasn't got the fastest wheels in town, but she's got a fend on her. And she shrugs off Xiang Shu there. And look at the smiles. She had no right to score that try. To show the go, Okaroda gets bamboozled temporarily, comes back at her. Here's Wang Wenyu. Oh, that's not a good pass from her though. Was it off the knee or the hand? It's play on, so more good luck for China there. Xu Xiaoyan at the back there. And highly contested by Japan. That's brilliant work. Now they come, a score here, could be enough to settle it. It's Hirano. Hirano beats the tackle. This could be the score. That puts them out of reach.
まず、過去韓国大会と、中国大会で中国に勝ってたので、中国も すごく向かってくるということを予想して、こちらもその気持ちで負けないようにというところを一番フォーカスして、戦いました。
The most favorite job at that time was the plantation career. So you don't have to go into university. They take you on. You're a strong fellow who can walk around, run around the estate, and then you are given the ABCD of the whole gamut of agriculture. You learn it there and you rise up. In fact, all those guys who finished off from the plantations came into Colombo and did top jobs.
In the 4 previous meetings on this year's series, Sri Lanka has been unable to get closer than 37 in a full match. Can home soil make the difference?
Here we go through Fujita. This is Kazushi Hano. Gets support by Takiri. Wide they go. Here's Kano, the playmaker. Looking out wide. Stretch them on the outside. Good tackle coming back at him. Nishon Pereira. Here's Seru. Just lines up a couple of players and steams into them. Did that go forward? No. Fujita goes wide. Lottie Takiri pops it inside. Dangerous stuff, and he gives it to the man. Chihito Matsui for his 16th try of the series. He just cannot stay away from the ball. This is Dinuk. Takes on 2 Japanese defenders. Here's Jason. Look at Japan going in hard there. Seru putting all sorts of pressure on Sri Lanka. Was there a knock on? Takiri toes it forward. There's a chaser. There's only one chaser. And it's Motomura who's got that one down on the hooter. Here come Japan then, second half underway. Build up a big lead here, 26-0. Fujita on the inside to Kano. Sri Lanka just cannot get their hands on the ball here. Here's Matsui. Here's super sub Yamauchi. Look at him go. Blitzing down that far side. Can they stop him? That's a great tackle. But Chihito Matsui is going to go in for yet another one. And he's been rewarded for great support work there. Good footwork from replacement Noguchi, 13th man this weekend. He's been called into the squad. Here goes Yamauchi, 5 metres out. Good defence from the Sri Lankans. Fujita looks up. There's nothing going on there. Here's Matsui, Chihito. Noguchi then popping it up to Hayashi, and they're just prepared to do this the hard way as well. It's not all bells and whistles from Japan. They can grunt it down the middle too. The bounce is good for Kuwazuru, and can they hold on? That's a great tackle right on the line. Good support from Ryota Kano.
I think we just stick to our game plan and just trying to stay simple, spread the ball wide, and trying to create space for our team. And I think we did well, and we keep the ball for the pretty much first half and the second half, and I think the boys are pretty happy with the result.
China is still smarting from a loss to Hong Kong in the final of the previous event. Can they turn the tables in this one?
Working their way down the field, Hong Kong just stretching this Chinese defence until there's a leak. Kadu Lee finds the leak, the weakness, Rafe Morrison. Seth Bryant doesn't feel like he's got the speed to finish it on the outside. He has been caught there and held. Kadu Lee charging for the line. Shan takes him down. There's numbers out wide. McQueen, and it's going to be skipper Max Woodward to bring it round. What an opening passage from Hong Kong. They must have put together 30 plus passes there. Only the second try of the tournament. It's really not a tournament for the speedsters to shine with the very heavy turf. Here come China though, trying to build something from deep. Look at McQueen trying to do the starfish there to get in the road. Now look down here, Shan Chang Shun, he's got on the outside. And he is one of the speedsters, but they have to go around the outside. And maybe Tom McQueen might be regretting that decision. He's put his teammates under pressure. And they're under the post for what should be a 7-pointer. Here they come. Lou Luda goes into Seb Bryan, who does enough to throw him down. Coming up to the end of this first half here, and it's China with a slight lead. Here's Ya. Here's Shan on the outside. As he goes with those wheels again, and he finishes off another one. And this is very exciting for China here. Wouldn't have expected this at halftime. Hong Kong won't. Lou Luda tries to throw off Jamie Hood, who just gets a finger on his shirt. Really not going anywhere, China. They must hold possession. 4 minutes left. Han Jingji. They're trying to work it to Shan, aren't they? This time it looks like they've got him away. He's on the outside, Shan Chang Shun. And that's what they were looking for. They found him up against Kadu Lee. Tom McQueen had come in field. And there are players on their haunches, back and back play. And that's a big blow. Struck down by China.
Push.
Woodward, Remini's got Hong Kong out of trouble so many times before. 15s and 7s. Liam Herbert. Now this is good from Hong Kong. There's only one defender here. Woodward. The two Maxes get together. Max Woodward to Max Denmark. They're over in the corner. Plenty of time left here for Hong Kong. Oh, they go for the short one. That's cheeky and cunning by Rimini.
No clear release.
They still need 2 scores. They've got 1 minute. They need to score in this play. Liam Herbert, he'll go from here. No worries. Unbelievable. Ben Rimini with the cheeky restart. China will be kicking themselves. Herbert, Rimini with the points. They trail by 2. Exciting times, and that's a beauty from Rimini. It's a knock on though. It's a penalty. Again, accidental knock on. Rimini probing the line. Herbert, Kaduli just holds it up now. He's going to get himself into some trouble. He's done well to loop out of 2 tackles there. Arm is out again for another penalty. Herbert ducks under one. Liam Herbert goes under the posts. They've done it. 3 tries in 2 minutes.
We've always been taught at training to go till the whistle ends, really. So we've been practicing that a lot. And we want to, when the subs do come on, we want to make the biggest impact we can, which we did in that game, and yeah, came out as winners.
When we were playing, as you know, we had those upcountry clubs, which was mainly for us, the planters who were there, and not many schools played. I mean, altogether there must have been 8 schools playing rugby then. I mean, today, every school, even in a village, plays rugby. And, there's so much competition, which is very nice to see. And it has developed and come a long way.
Thailand's win in extra time sends Kazakhstan into a 3rd, 4th place playoff with China.
Now they bring it back the other way. Here goes Yu. Here goes Wang Wenyu. Can the defence hold? Chen's on the outside. Coming across as Bazirak. And what an opening try there. What a passage of play. Really are such a skillful set of players. Here's Stepan Yuga. Anna Yakovleva has to get there, and she can't get there in time. Here goes Wang Wenyu. She's a really well-balanced runner. Ball in 2 hands. And She goes all the way, and that's devastating from her. Beautiful stuff. Sean Horan will be excited. Yan Fei Fei just throws that right over the shoulder of Gu Yao Yao. Here she goes, the player of the moment. Look at this, just full of confidence, brimming with confidence. They get it on the outside to Yu Li Ping, and Yu Li Ping is going to scoot round untouched for try number 3, and that could just about do it, I think. Yu Li Ping. Look at this, they're queuing up now, and the line, the gas, Zhao Yan. And thought she might have tried to slide over there and got some grass burn instead.
我觉得我们这次的比赛可能怎么说呢，心态上有一些松懈吧。但是我们最后这一场比赛，我们是非常认真的对待。虽然前面也认真对待，但是最后这场我们真的是就是拼尽全力。我觉得最后我们发挥的还不错。
So disappointment for China after a stunning loss in the semis. Can Sri Lanka capitalise?
Here's Liu Junkoi, has a look up. Well defended on the short side by Kevin Dixon. He had to be alert. Here's the man, Shan Chang Shun, gets the leg drive going, gets bent back over. Good tackle. They must be able to finish here. Surely they're going to muscle over. They do for the opening try. It's Liu Junkoi. What a passage of play from these two teams. Gao Yinhao. They're really getting on the front foot through Han Zhengji. The Sri Lankans are just letting them run at them at the moment. Look at the meters they're eating up, and there's an easy cut back on the inside, and in these conditions it's hard to defend. Change direction, the defenders. Jia Bao Wei, second try of the tournament for him. Just 4 minutes gone and already 2 tries to China. Here we go. Can they get away, Sri Lanka? They've got to look. Here's Kevin Dixon. This man can go. He's got some step. He's nippy. He's a stepper. He's going to get mowed down, surely. Oh, and he does his best. He pops it up off the ground to Dan Shadayan. Oh, they're over, Sri Lanka. Look at the crowd. Something to cheer about. They're back in this game. Into the final minute. Hard running from Liu Junkoi. Just got that 7-point buffer now. Looking for mismatches. Players coming from all directions. There goes a good spot tackle. They get the ball away though. Here's Lou Luda. Look at the big guy. Takes on Jason. Holds him up. Holds it up long enough for the ball inside to Han. Another good tackle. Here goes Lou Luda. The skipper's going to go over. There he goes. He's a wonderful player. One of the biggest sevens players you'll see on the circuit. They get first chance with the ball in hand. Coming outside. Look at this. Scooting down this line. Padima's going to take it round to the post. What a start to the second half. And that's what they can do from long range. The crowd cries out for Sri Lanka, but they have to score right now. Trouble is they don't have the ball. Can they get the ball off Big Gao? He's not going to give them. Lou Luda's not going to give it to them. Look at this man go. He's grown another foot and an arm and a leg. A couple of extra eyes. Big Gao Ping. They won't stop this big man from here. Over he goes. 6'8" of Big Gao Ping.
我们的机会还是很大的，因为通过第一站、第二站、第三站，我们跟日本、跟香港的差距会越来越小，所以我们回去会更好的调整，发现不足，然后我们有很大的机会可以打进奥运会。
When I came to planting, it was only rugby and cricket. Cricket not so much. Cricket wasn't very active, but certainly rugby was very active. And there were several upcountry rugby clubs. And I moved from You see, when you're in the planting world, you get transferred from place to place. So in my case, I was transferred to every rugby district. So that's how I played for all the upcountry rugby clubs.
Can Thailand make program history for the second time this weekend and win its first ever women's final versus Japan?
Susumi's on the outside. Will they stop her? No, they won't. Little Honoka Susumi, one of the real stars of the series. Always got a smile when there's a try on. 13 for the series. Okaroda with the restart. Look at that. That's on the money. Up in the air goes Pativa Kololo to challenge. They win it straight back, and that's the problem. Japan will just punish you. Susumi again. Straightens up, gets swung around. She's off for number 2. Goodness me. She's absolutely amazing. Who's that? It's Pativa Kololo there. She's got to her feet and got the wheel clamp on there, and they weren't going to get her off. Just looking for runners now. Here's Hirano. It's coming out Susumi's way. Look out, Thailand. Danger signs. Chichanuk should have her, though. Chichanuk can't get her. Susumi straightens. Gives it to Nagata, who gives it to Hirano. And look at this from Japan. I don't believe it. A third quick try to Japan. Susumi was involved, and they've turned defence into attack, and they are dominating Thailand here. Here's the other Pativa Kololo, the other sister. Starting to roll the bench now. It's coming out towards Wakabahara. Could never forget the 4 tries she scored coming on as a substitute in Korea. And they're just throwing themselves at Thailand here. Susumi's off the field now. This is going to be a try. The massive gap there on the fringes. Wakabahara. She goes in under the post, and they've unearthed another little magician here. Have Japan.
6, sub, 6.
There you saw on your screen, Loti Raikkonen. What he's done here, he's taken this Thai squad. It's pretty much the same players they had last season and the season before, except for maybe 1 or 2 players. And he's turned them in from a 6th position team into a 2nd position team. And you can see his fingerprints all over what the Thais are trying to do. They're actually trying to play 7s these days. They used to have very little idea, although they were fit and strong. They didn't know how to play 7s, and that's what you need to do. They get on the outside now. Hara's coming here. This is Supansa. She's going to get on the outside. This will be popular with the crowd, but great chase by Hara. She didn't give up. Chichanuk's right there on her shoulder. They're across the line. The ball is on the ground.
Time off.
Tries given. Well deserved, though, you've got to say. They're probably better than the scoreline.
決勝戦タイとの対戦になったんですけども、簡単に勝てないということは理解してたので、もう一度集中力と、闘争心とメンタル的な部分もスイッチを入れるっていうことで、ベストの準備をしました。
Thailand's considered effort brought them within 2 points of 3rd position, while Singapore is the odd team out based on points differential. But the story is Japan, who has now won 9 straight Asia Rugby 7 Series events, going back to mid-2016. So a dual celebration for the series champions and their teammate and birthday girl, Mele Kagawa. They're dancing in Colombo as Hong Kong attempts to get its first win against Japan since the Asian Games final.
Hong Kong without any real sprinters, speedsters. Japan's got a couple who can get away from you. Chihito Matsui's one of them. That's a terrible pass from Kadu Lee. And look at this, Takiri's in on the action. Pops it over the top to Hano. Series on the outside. They won't stop this fella from here, surely. Have they? Wow, unbelievable by Woodward.
No hands.
What a save from Max Woodward. Kaduli, and they reach through. Is that a try? No. Back it comes again.
Stay on the line.
And this time Seru around the side. And they buckled them and bent them, and it was incredibly good play by Woodward to stop them first up. Third try of the tournament for Jose Seru. Kano with the restart. That's a nice little chip there, and Boko's knocked that on. Kano it is that picks it up. Here's Motomura, tries to get away. Here he goes, leading point scorer. He's going to be too quick for Herbert. This man can scoot. Over he goes. Chihito Matsui. And he's the guy we mentioned, 18th try of the series. Simply superb from him. So Max Denmark's on.
Sit.
To replace Hood, he's straight behind the scrum. Here he is. He's a big, powerful runner. He's going to have a crack here. Kano goes low, and he was held, and he didn't release. Basics, Hong Kong. Seru and Takiri are looming, the two big men just occupying so much attention span of the Hong Kong defence. Seru gets it on the return. Takiri back inside, and there they are. They're running amok out wide, these two big forwards. Seru and Tukiri, second try of the tournament to him. How do you stop these big men rampaging down the sideline?
Dangerous tackle.
Dangerous tackle on Tom McQueen, coming in there like a bullet. Sees the opportunity here with A back 10. Brian places it. Fenn looks up, tries to beat Seru, beats him. Kano takes him down. Surely a card soon. Too many penalties.
Dangerous tackles in a row. That was high. Second dangerous tackle in a row. Yellow card. It'll be here, but wait for time on. High tackle, 2 in a row.
Halfway through the second half.
Don't fake.
3 scores required. That's tough stuff down the middle. Kaduli's going to pop one over the top to Denmark. He's going to beat Matsui to the line. There's the first one. They want to get up and go again. Still 2 minutes left. Japan down to 6 men. Denmark tries to go under Kano, upends him.
Leave it now, not on the ball.
Takiri gets suplexed back into the action by Fenn. Seru lines him up, takes him in the air. They're offside though, interfering within the 10. There could be a yellow here. Kaduli's over the line. This is very interesting, so we could have a try. Matsui and Motomura there. Don't know how the heck that little man Kaduli has managed to drive these two players. I think it bounced short, bounced on a leg, and then I think it was held up. I don't think they can give that.
Okay, so it's no try, held up, 5 metre scrum, Hong Kong ball. Okay. No try, held up, 5 metre scrum.
Tom McQueen. Tick-tock, clock running out. Takiri's over the top of Morrison. There's the hooter. Advantage, Kaduli. He gets held up again. The defence of Japan is just incredible. High tackle on McQueen. Seb Bryan's there. He's burrowing in. He's going to try and go over. Unbelievable stuff from Tukiri.
Off feet.
Take your hats off to this Japanese defence. There's a few kitchen sinks been thrown in here and some cupboards and a hot water cylinder.
Push.
McQueen, he's going to go himself. Pops it up to, no he doesn't, to Bryan.
Advantage.
More advantage. Just Rafe Morrison in the end is going to bring it round, and well, that's extraordinary defence.
日本はすごく規律、ディシプリンを大事にしようという話をしてて、でそれでも 規律の中で、しつこさを出していこうというふうにして、勝ちにこだわりました。
Wild outcomes top and bottom, with Chinese Taipei relegated next season based on head-to-head results with UAE, and Japan crowned at the top for the same reason. China will rue its missed opportunity in the semis, and Japanese speedster Chihito Matsui garners series accolades as the top try scorer. Japan captain Kameli Suejima helps to deliver on a pre-series goal of winning the top spot, and they, along with Hong Kong, are off to the Challenger Series next year, along with the Japan and China women. That's it for the 2019 Asia Rugby 7 Series. But look out for us in 5 weeks' time, as the women and the men will be fighting it out for places in the 2020 Tokyo Summer Games. From all of us here in Colombo, see you soon.